The monster under the bed. It started as a normal Friday night. My name is Alex, and I had just settled into bed, my phone in hand, ready for a long conversation with my best friend, Lisa. Lisa and I had been inseparable since middle school, and even though she lived 2 hours away in another town, we always stayed connected. "Tell me about your day," I said, my voice soft as I stared at the ceiling. "Same old," Lisa replied, yawning slightly. "Work was boring, and my boss still hasn't fixed the heating in the office." I laughed. We talked for hours as we... I laugh. "No, I'm her." "I lucky." I sat up in bed, suddenly feeling exposed. My blanket seemed thin, useless against the chill that had entered the room. "Lisa," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "Are you sure?" "Yes," she hummed. "The T. A. The P. H. There it was. My. Shesh. The rational part of..." "Lisa, She didn't answer right. "No way. I H. A. Lisa. The air in my room felt suffocating, thick with dread. I swung my legs off the bed, keeping my feet far from the floor. I held the phone tightly, the screen glowing dimly against the darkness. "On the C. Are you crazy?" W. I swallowed my ha. 1, 2, 3. We both leaned over T, and 2. "Lisa, it's the thing." "What?" Lisa was sobbing. "I don't know. The Cal. Liz." My room grew colder, the air heavy with a foul stench. The thing under my bed began to climb out. I grab. The creature loomed over me now, its mouth twisting into a horrible grin. It reached out, its fingers impossibly long and sharp, and I screamed. "Alex!" I bolted, leaping off the bed and racing out of the room. I didn't stop running until I was outside, the cold night air burning my lungs. I could still hear it, the sound of its claws on the floor, the growls that echoed in my mind. "Lisa," I gasped into the phone. "Are you okay?" There was a long pause, and then she said, "It's gone, for now." Neither of. Weeks, sometimes let. The basement dweller. I never wanted to move to this town. It was small, quiet, and frankly boring compared to the bustle of the city I'd grown up in. But my dad had gotten a new job, and the price of this old house was too good to pass up. That should have been the first warning sign. The house itself wasn't bad. A classic 2-story colonial on a quiet street. It had charm, my mom kept saying, even though the floors creaked like they were groaning under a terrible secret. But what bothered me most was the basement. It was always freezing down there, and the single bulb hanging from the ceiling barely illuminated the damp concrete walls. The smell. On moving day, my best friend Ryan and I were carrying boxes when he stopped at the basement door. I'm 2W. One evening, I invited Ryan over, along with our mutual friends Emily and Jake. I needed to prove that I wasn't losing my mind. "All right," I said, gathering them in the living room. "Jake Sem." "I'm Miss Emily C." Reluctantly, we grabbed flashlights and headed to the basement door. As I opened it, the cold air hit us like a wall. The stairs groaned under our weight as we descended, the darkness swallowing us whole. The B. "What the hell?" Suddenly, there was a loud thud from the far corner. Did something just move? Emmy. Our flashlights converged on the far wall, where a massive old cabinet stood. The noise seemed to come from behind it. "Jake," I said. "What the hell is this?" Ryan said, stepping back. Before anyone could respond, we heard a low, guttural growl echo from the hole. My heart stopped. Okay, but just a run. We scrambled up the stairs, our flashlights bouncing wildly, but the door wouldn't budge. "Pull harder," Jake shouted, his voice rising in panic. Then we heard it. Something was coming up the stairs. Slow, deliberate footsteps echoed in the pitch black. "It's coming," Emily whispered, tears streaming down her face. Ryan shined his flashlight toward the stairs, and for a split second we saw it. a hunched, shadowy figure with glowing yellow eyes and claws that scraped against the wooden steps. Emily screamed. I grabbed a crowbar from the floor and swung at the door with. What was ID? We barricaded the door with furniture and sat in the living room, our minds racing. Weenie, but when I reached for my phone, the line was dead. A chilling howl echoed from the basement, followed by the sound of splintering wood. Suddenly, the furniture blocking the basement door flew. Upstairs, we sprinted up the staircase, slamming the bedroom door shut behind us. Ryan and Jake pushed a dresser in front of it, while Emily and I frantically searched for anything to use as a ouija. The creature began pounding on the door, its claws splintering the wood. We're not going. Just as the door gave way, I remembered the attic hatch in the ceiling. You, Jake P. In the confined space, we could hear it sniffing, searching for us. It's... Now what? Ryan whispered. Before I could answer, the creature's face appeared in the attic opening, its glowing eyes. Out. We climbed out. The police arrived shortly after, but when they searched the house, the creature was gone. All they found was a destroyed basement door and the tunnel behind the cabinet. To this day, I don't know what that thing was, or where it came from. But I know one thing for sure, it's still out there, waiting for its next victim.